According to the rules of the Sword Union, in a situation like Yushi, the most important thing is to kill directly, in order to emulate the effect of failure. But in the lighter punishment, you must abolish the cultivation level and be expelled from the Sword Union. Hazao and Hemiao will be reduced to the fate of being a maid or prostitute. At the last moment, a high-level executive of Sword Union named Qin Wali spoke kindly to them and saved their lives and status. Qin Wali is a strong follower of Jiu Jianxin, so the three Yushi master and disciple also indirectly connected with Jiu Jianxin. Qin Wali is a very nice person. Although he has said good things for Yushi and the others, he has not threatened them because of this. Over the years, he has taken care of the three master and disciple, and the three are grateful. However, Qin Wali has an ineffective son named Qin Kayang. This guy relied on his father's power to dominate the Sword Union main star. Although it cannot be said that he does not do any evil, it is indeed not a good thing. Qin Wali worked with Jiu Jianxin all the time, neglecting his own son, and could only let him go. On the main star of the Sword Union, there are more people with power and influence. One day, Qin Kayang provokes a difficult opponent. He is tricked and fought fiercely with him. As a result, he is defeated. Although he is not dead, but the divine soul was wounded, almost turned into an idiot. Although his own son has always been incompetent, he is his own flesh and blood after all. Qin Kayang has become an idiot, and Qin Wali is also extremely distressed, but in this way, this kid has become peaceful, no longer what he used to be, no longer doing mischief, unbullying behavior. After many years passed, Qin Wali thought about marrying his son, so that he can get an heir. But who will marry Qin Kayang, who has become an idiot? Coupled with his bad behavior when he was normal before, no woman was willing to agree to this marriage. Qin Wuhui's status is not low, but ordinary women look down on him. In desperation, Qin Wali could only target the two sisters Hazao and Hemiao. When he thought about it, as long as the two sisters could marry Qin Kayang and give birth to Qin Kayang heirs, they would be able to do something for him. He also prepared a lot of compensation for this. He did not go directly to Yushi to discuss the matter, but reported the matter to Jiu Jianxin. In a sense, this approach is despicable. Qin Wali also considered it for a long time. Just put aside the old face and did this. Qin Wali has been following Jiu Jianxin for so many years, working hard and loyal. Now he just wants a grandson to stretch the blood. There is no reason for Jiu Jianxin not to agree. He even summoned Yushi. Let her tell the Hazao and Hemiao two sisters, let them discuss by themselves which one will marry Qin Kayang at will. Jiu Jianxin got involved in the matter. There is almost no room for maneuver. For more than a year, Yushi had been delaying, and Qin Wali knew that he was not doing it authentically, so he did not urge. But it's not a solution to procrastinate all the time. One day Hazao or Hemiao will be forced to submit. The appearance of Yangkai gave Yushi hope. She couldn't ask Jiu Jianxin to take their life back. Qin Wali was also kind to the master and disciple. She couldn't handle this matter, but Yangkai was different. Yangkai was not from the Sword Union, and in this incident, Jiu Jianxin has the heart to make friends with Yangkai, and perhaps only a word from him can resolve the tragic fate of the two sisters in the future. It is precisely because of this consideration that Yushi secretly visited Yangkai and asked him to come forward. After listening, Yangkai nodded gently. It turns out that it's like this. He somewhat understood what Hazao wanted to say before she left just now. I'm afraid it was because of this, but she feel embarrassed to say it. Young Master Yang, can you please show me compassion and save the two girls? The two of them have a bleak life, no father and no mother. This mistress takes them from childhood to adulthood and treats them as my own. This mistress can't bear seeing any one of them jump into the fire pit. Yushi pleaded, and she wanted to cry. Master Qin is kind to us three, master and disciple. If it was this mistress who have to repay the kindness, this mistress will not even frown. It's just that it's about the future of the two girls, and this mistress really can't agree. Well, I don't blame you for this. Yangkai's words became milder. When he heard her request before, Xianxia had some misunderstandings. Now after listening to Yuzi's explanation, she realized that this was not something that she could handle with her ability. With Jiu Jianxin in the matter, how could she resist? For Jiu Jianxin, satisfying Chen Wuhui's wish is naturally a priority. After all, he is not very familiar with Hizao and Himiao, not to mention that Chen Wali also prepared a lot of compensation. With his identity as a powerful person in the third order void return stage, the compensation he can take out is definitely extremely rich. For ordinary women, marrying into the Jin family is no less than flying on a branch to become a phoenix. It can be said that Jiu Jianxin had not considered this matter, but as far as his position was concerned, the decision made was reasonable. However, this kind of thing, if he rushed into it, it seemed a little bad. Xianxia frowned secretly. Young master. Seeing Xianxia knocking on the table with his hand, Yushi couldn't help but say, if young master Yang can let the young master cancel this marriage, even if this mistress' body will be devastated, she will return the favor even if she is asked to die. You don't have to say something so serious. Xianxia waved his hand. It's just that if I really come forward, what would you do in the future? Yushi was dumbfounded when she heard the words, and she didn't seem to react. Let's put it this way, that Chen Wali is kind to you. If this matter is really disturbed by me, then the three of your master and disciple may carry an ungrateful reputation. How will you gain a foothold in the Sword Union in the future? Not everyone knows the truth. People who don't know the truth can only see the surface. What Xianxia said is a very likely thing to happen. Those irrelevant martial artists will definitely feel that the three Yushi master and disciple are repaying virtue with resentment. Yes, Yushi thought of being pointed at the spine by those cultivators of the Sword Union in the future, and suddenly felt a little bit cold. Suddenly, she seemed to have thought of something, gritted her teeth and said, if young Master Yang doesn't dislike it, you might as well ask for the two girls directly from the Union Young Master. They only have the cultivation level of the third order Saint King stage, and the Union Young Master will not refuse you if they want to come. In the future, they will be your slaves and even concubines. Never mind this kind of thing. Xianxia was startled. Yushi pursed her mouth and smiled. I can see that the two girls still have some good feelings for young Master Yang. Presumably they will not reject you. After all, young Master Yang is just like the Union Young Master, a dragon among people. You honored master. Xianxia twitched. Then young Master Yang, this matter. Yushi looked at Xianxia nervously. Before getting Xianxia's exact answer, she could not rest assured. This then is not easy to manage. Xianxia frowned. Yuzi's heart sank. Well, tell me, what is the situation of Chen Kayang? And what is Chen Wuhui's behavior? What is his status beside Jiu Jianxin? After half an hour, Yushi left Xianxia's room. The sorrow that haunted her eyebrows over the past year has disappeared, and her footsteps have become much lighter. Obviously she got a good answer. For the next 2 days, there was no surprise, and the battleship sailed in the void towards the direction of Azure Tree Star. Xianxia was also cultivating in the room, and takes some time to refine a pot of spirit pills. 2 days later, there was a knocking sound from outside the door. After receiving Xianxia's answer, the door opened and the sisters Hizao and Himiao walked in. Big Brother Yang, the Union Young Master set a banquet and invites Brother Yang to come to the banquet. Hizao said. Okay. Xianxia nodded and stood up. Lead the way ahead. Come here. Hizao and Himiao immediately walked ahead. After traveling for a while inside the battleship, they soon came to a magnificent hall. In that hall, there were cultivators sitting in 2 rows, and food and wine were placed in front of everyone. Jiu Jianxin was in the position directly above, with a ruddy complexion, and the left and right sword servants stood behind him. It seems that the meditation in the past few days have restored Jiu Jianxin as before. Seeing Xianxia, Jiu Jianxin immediately got up and greeted each other with a smile. The other cultivators also stood up quickly, holding their fists and saluting. Many of them may only know the existence of Xianxia. They only know that they were able to slay Li Minghai a few days ago, because of Yangka's contribution. They have not seen him in person, but even Jiu Jianqin is so passionate. Naturally, they dare not neglect. Yangkai was not lacking in etiquette, with a smile on his face, and he hugged his fists all the way to greet him. The smile was peaceful, which made many Void Return stage feel good. They felt that this young man was powerful, but he was not arrogant or impetuous. No wonder the young leader looked at him differently. "Brother Yang, come here," Jiu Jianqin yelled. He Zhao and He Miao led Yangkai to the table beside Jiu Jianqin, and then he withdrew a step back and stood obediently. When Yangkai took the seat, Jiu Jianqin smiled heartily. "Brother Yang, these few days Jiu has been healed and adjusted his aura, and has been negligent. I hope Brother Yang will not be offended. Brother Jiu is serious. Naturally it is important to heal his injuries." Yangkai nodded slightly. A large number of food is prepared for Brother Yang. Today's feast is just to thank Brother Yang for saving me from the fire. Without you, Ling Yu, Dark Star, and I would have been murdered by that old dog. Since then, Brother Yang will be Jiu friend and benefactor. There are different lights flashing in the eyes of the many Void Return stage below. Jiu Jianqin is indeed bold, but he does not easily say the word friend. Now that he has said it, it means that he really wants to befriend Yangkai. Moreover, after the word friend, Jiu Jianqin added such a weighty word as the benefactor, and these Void Return stage naturally smelled the unusual taste. This cup is to pay respect to Brother Yang. Jiu Jianqin drank the full glass in one go. He Zhao immediately stepped forward, filled Yangkai's wine glass, and then returned with the wine jug, fully acting as a maid. Yangkai picked up the wine glass and said with a smile, "Brother Jiu is bold, then Yang will welcome it. Toast and drink." "Okay, I won't stop until I'm drunk today." Jiu Jianqin laughed. The music of the pipes rang. Some young girls walked in one by one from the outside with light dance steps, singing and dancing, and waiters came in with delicious food and placed them on the table. The whole hall was very lively in an instant. To be continued.